Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy, Make America Lit, back with another NBA 2K22 video. And in today's video, we are going to be recreating the man, the myth, the legend, and the chaos known as Dennis Rodman. So let's just jump right straight into it. For starters, I did a little research on him. I know Dennis Rodman well. We know what type of player he was. He was a hustler, you know what I'm saying, a glass cleaner, a defensive-minded, power forward. He specialized in defense and rebounding and hustling. So he was 6'7", 220, and these are the stats that I focus on to try to recreate this build. He has a 55 driving layup, 75 post hook, 70 driving dunk, 95 standing dunk, 79 post control, a 86 close shot, a 65 mid-range, a 62 3, yikes, a 45 ball handle, a 61 pass accuracy, a 98 interior defense, 77 perimeter, 50 block, a 57 steal, a 77 lateral, 99 offensive rebound, and then a 98 defensive rebound. He also has a 78 speed, 78 acceleration, 88 vertical, and an 86 strength. So, off top with this, we know that this is a unique build. I don't think we're going to reach most of those stats, but the defense and the defense will get somewhat close. We won't get the 98 interior defense. Obviously, some of these stats are completely unattainable at that stature of 6'7". But I will say we aren't going to go 6'7". In order to get the finishing, you would have to choose between the finishing or the defense. And I think with the Dennis Rodman build, you're going to go with the defense because that's what he was known for. Yes, he could finish somewhat, but he was primarily a defender and a rebounder. So we're going to go with one of the new pie charts, which is more defense and some finishing. You know what I'm saying? So this is the 4th pie chart from the bottom, one of the new pie charts. So we're going to go with this. Now, again, he had a 78 speed, 78 acceleration, an 88 vertical, but he also had an 86 strength. So we're going to have to go with the balanced pie chart. I mean, I know we usually go with the speed, most builds or speed and vert, but we kind of want to go with the balance just so we get that strength because he was a strong player. He did bang down low and hustle down low. So let's get into it. Now, we're not going to get, all of the stats that he had, but we're going to get kind of close to them. He had a 70 driving dunk. We're not going to get the 95 standing dunk that he obviously had. But we're going to get pretty close to the attributes he had. 70 post hook, not 75, but again, like I said, we're gonna get as close as we can to it. I also kind of want to match the badge count that he had as well too. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna try to get as close to that as we can. We're not gonna touch the 3. We aren't even gonna give him a 3, even though he did have like a 62 3 and a 65 mid-range. We're not even gonna do that. We won't even touch the 3 because it won't matter. We'll give him a 57 free throw, something towards the free throw. You know what I'm saying, that we had left over. He did have a 61 pass accuracy. He had a 45 ball handle, I believe. Yeah, and then he had a 79 post control, but we aren't going to be able to go up to a 79 post control. And to be honest, to give him more defense, I'm not even going to max out his post control. I'm actually going to bring the post control down to 61 so he gets those 2 playmaking badges, so we get his playmaking badges in order. And then after that, we're just going to max out the defense. Like that. So your final badge count is 15 finishing, which is overkill because he only had 3 finishing badges. He had 3 finishing, 1 playmaking, no shooting, and then he had about 10 defensive, I think. He had hustler, pogo stick, rebound chaser, rim protector, worm, box, brick wall, chase down, defensive lead, intimidator, post lockdown, and ball stripper. So he had quite a few defensive badges. He actually had 40 defensive badge points, but we'll get into that later. The build body shape doesn't really matter, but I would go with defined. And then here's the kicker. His height, he was 6'7", 220, but if you see you go 6'7", you lose so much on a rebounding side that even with max wingspan, you aren't going to rebound like how Dennis Rodman is. So we're going to go with a 6'8" build because that still gives us, we'll still have mid to low rebounding. And then here's the thing with the weight. They have him at 6'7", 220. Obviously, he's been heavier than that or whatever. You can stay 232 if you want, or you can go down to 6'8", 230, and this will just give you +1 to your perimeter. You have no other negative effects. You see you don't lose any strength or anything. You don't lose strength until you go down to 229. So 230, you get +1 to your perimeter. No other negative effects. As you can see, when you go down to 220, you lose interior defense, but you don't gain really anything except for a little bit of speed. Again, you can always go all the way down to 186 if you want the speed or whatever, because he did have a 78 speed and a 78 acceleration. But again, this is one way you can make him, but I just feel like the positives don't really outweigh the negatives. You lose such strength. But you can make the build this way, and the reason why I say you can make the build this way is because even with a 62 strength, most power forwards and big men, their builds, they're going with the speed pie chart, so you're still going to have about 20 strength on them. So if you want to throw on like a drop stepper or something like that and abuse them, you still can abuse them, or back down punisher or something like that. You can use those badges and stuff like that or whatever if you want to, because your strength is still going to be higher than them. You're going to have a 62 strength. They're going to have like a 49 strength or some shit like that, something absurd, 49, 45. You'll still have about 15 plus strength on them no matter what. But for the sake of this, we're trying to keep this true to Dennis Rodman. I'm going to stay at a 230. I'll get the +1 to my perimeter. 75 speed, 74 acceleration is not that bad. Then when you look at Gym Rat, you're still going to have a 79 speed and a 78 acceleration. So you'll still have similar stats to his. You won't have the 88 vertical, but you will have an 87 vertical. You know what I'm saying? And then you will have the 84 strength with the Gym Rat or whatever like that. So you're still going to get kind of close to what his stats were, you know what I'm saying? And then finally, with the wingspan, we don't care about shooting, so we're just going to max this bad boy out. Obviously, his finishing goes up crazy. He loses a little bit on the shooting, but we don't care about shooting because he's not going to really be shooting like that. But as you can see, his rebounding, again, still not going to be what it is because, it's really hard to recreate a player like he was. He's 6'7" and a 99 offensive rebound and a 98 rebound on a 6'7" player is nuts with an 88 vertical. Like that's hard to recreate on current gym, but this is, I feel like, as close as we're going to get. We still keep the 75 strength. Our strength does drop a little bit, but again, at a 75 strength, you're still going to be probably 30 strength higher than the average matchup. Your average matchup is going to have like a 40 something strength. You're still going to, even if somebody has a 45, you're still going to be 30 points higher than them. So it doesn't matter. And then obviously we're going to go with the glass cleaning takeover because this is Dennis Rodman and he did clean the boards. You know what I'm saying? Kind of sucks that we don't get the shades of Dennis Rodman, but I think that's more so because of the height of the player. We are 6'8" instead of 6'7", and we are 230 instead of 220. So I think they take that into consideration as well. And also, we probably have a little bit more finishing than obviously Dennis Rodman has. So, but that's just so we can make the build a little bit better, and so the build won't be completely mediocre. So off rip, he had 3 finishing badges. So he had gold putback boss, he had gold rise up, and then he had silver mouse in the house. But that's still gonna leave us with 7 finishing badge points. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna max out mouse in the house because he already had that badge anyway. And then with these last 6 badges, I'm gonna put on finishing badges because I want this build to stay true to Dennis Rodman. I'm gonna put on like utility or passive badges that aren't gonna change his playstyle. Like, we aren't going to put on acrobat because we're not Kyrie. We aren't going to put on fearless finisher because we're not James Harden, and, you know, limitless takeoff and stuff like that. We're just going to put on utility badges that's going to just help with him finishing. So I feel like he caught lobs. I've seen videos and highlights of him catching lobs and stuff like that. So we'll throw on a Lob City finisher on gold. Obviously, you don't need to put it on gold. You could put it on whatever level you want. Bronze works fine, silver, or whatever. But we trying to use these points or whatever like that. I'm going to put that on. And then what we're going to do is, this is what I recommend. I'm going to put on gold fast twitch because this isn't going to really change his playstyle any. It's just going to speed up his ability to lay the ball up and dunk the ball around the rim. That's not going to change his playstyle because he still laid the ball up and dunked the ball around the rim. Now, you can also put on slithery finisher, which, you know, you obviously going to avoid contact when you go up for it. Everybody avoids contact, or at least tries to avoid contact. Nobody's just running at the defender and trying to bump into them. Or you can put on unstrippable, which is another utility badge that isn't going to change his play style like a hook specialist or a posterizer or a limitless takeoff or an acrobat will. So again, you can put on, I would recommend either fast twitch, unstrippable, or slithery. But for the sake of this build, I'm going to put on gold fast twitch because I feel like he's more so going to be playing underneath the rim, going up with layups and close shots and stuff like that. You could, what you also could do is you could take Lob City finisher down to bronze. Oh, excuse me. You could take Lob City finisher down to bronze and then put on like silver unstrippable, which I think I might do just to help with finishing. Obviously, he has one shooting, but he's not much of a shooter. I've seen clips of him when he played with the Bulls where he was like knocking down threes and stuff like that, but that wasn't really a consistent thing. You could throw on bronze set shooter or bronze sniper, but for the sake of his build, I'm going to put on slippery off-ball bronze to help with slashing. But again, if you're trying to remain competitive and he does have like a 61 mid, if you got a jump shot that you know how to time, you can throw on a bronze sniper. That might help. But again, like I said, for the sake of being true to Dennis Rodman, I'm going to throw on a slippery off-ball. He does not have a shooting badge at all, so it doesn't really matter what you put it on, I guess. And then again, his one and only playmaking badge was silver glue hands, so I tried to make sure I could get that as well. So we'll throw silver glue hands on. Now, here's the thing with the defensive badges. The problem with this build is you only get 25 defensive points, right? You know, 25 badge points. Dennis Rodman has 40 because he has Hall of Fame hustler, pogo stick, rebound chaser, rim protector, and worm. He also has gold box, brick wall, chase down artist, defensive leader, intimidator, and post move lockdown. And then he also has silver ball stripper. So what we're going to do is, based on what we know from the badges, some of these badges you don't need that high or that, you know, at that level. For example, ball stripper. We all know ball stripper works pretty much the best at bronze, because it's a 17% increase to strip the ball. At silver, it's still a 17% increase to strip the ball. And then it goes up to 18% at gold and Hall of Fame. So there's really no need to even put it on silver. It's a waste, in my opinion. So we'll give him just bronze. That saves us a point. Same thing with chase down artists. Like, chase down artists obviously is good the higher you put it, but you don't really need it. I have bronze chase down artists on a play shot with a 30 block rating, and I've gotten 3-4 blocks in a game of park and in rec. So I just don't feel like we need gold chase down. Maybe we can find a way to swindle that, and if we can, you know, but we want to make sure that he has that Hall of Fame hustler because that was his play style. Obviously, him being one of the best rebounders to ever play the game, we're going to give him Hall of Fame rebound chaser, just like we're going to give him Hall of Fame worm, because that was one of his nicknames. We got to give the man Hall of Fame worm. And then we're also going to give him Hall of Fame rim protector. So that leaves us with 7 badge points to spread across, like, I don't know how many badges, you know. What we can do is we might could go down to like a gold or a silver rim protector. I'm going to leave it at gold for right now. He also had defensive leader, you know. I'll bring that down to silver. He had gold intimidator. I'll keep his intimidator gold. He had post lockdown as well on gold. I'll bring that down to silver. And then he also had box. So this is what I mean by, like, when I say that it was kind of hard. It's kind of hard to make this build but I want him to have gold and Hall of Fame rebounding badges. So with this build, we're only missing one badge, and that badge would be brick wall. I mean, I guess we could always take defensive leader off and put brick wall on, which I would probably do for this build, but this is as close as you can get to Dennis Rodman's build. Obviously, you could take Hustler down, you know, maybe put defensive leader on bronze and do it like that, but I feel like he's known for his hustle, so you kind of want to have that badge on. You could also take down Intimidator and maybe put defensive leader on, so you can have somewhat similar to all of the badges he has. At this point, he has all of his badges, but again, like I said, it's really up to you. And you know, for me, I'm gonna just keep it on Intimidator because I feel like that's just more so his play style than being a defensive leader. I don't think he really elevated his team's play like that or whatever, like a defensive leader would. You know what I mean? Even though he was probably one of the best defensive players on his teams that he played on, I just feel like his Hustler and Intimidator is just better badges, man. So this has been a Dennis Rodman build, man, for NBA 2K22. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Comment if you're gonna use this build, or if you even you know, try to remake a Dennis Rodman build. And don't forget to subscribe for more NBA 2K22 content and build videos. Peace.